a great feeling to be back in the park for my very first canoe camp of 2026. And this canoe camp is actually a guys trip, so we've got some guys coming in over the next couple days. I've arrived here first to secure the campsite and take in a load of gear and all the creature comforts we need for the next few days. Dave will be coming in later today at about 6 p.m. and I'll be shuttling back from the campsite in order to pick him up and take him over. And then tomorrow we've got Jordan and Ron coming in around 3 p.m. or so. Weather-wise, it's still feeling like winter up here. No bugs, and in fact this weekend we're going down to negative temperatures with some mixed conditions including rain. So because of the inclement weather, I thought it'd be best if I left Mason at home for this trip, but hopefully he'll be out to join us on a warmer one. Anyway, next steps for me are going to be to load up this canoe, make my way across, get set up, and then prepare for Dave's arrival. It feels pretty good to get the paddle in the water again. I'm waking up some muscles that haven't seen any action since last season, but feeling good. The paddle's not far, just 20 minutes or so to a campsite on the far side of the lake. And it's a site that we've stayed at previously. We like it at this time of year because it's sheltered, and also there's a very large rock right beside the fire pit, and that reflects a lot of the heat from the fire back on us, which I think we'll welcome during this cold temperature weekend. Looks like the island site is vacant. That could be a good B plan if the site across the lake is not available. Island site was free. In fact, I don't believe any sites on this lake are taken. There are only 3. And I've passed by 2 of them already and there's nobody, and I can see the 3rd one in the distance, my destination site, and it is also vacant. So hopefully we'll have the lake to ourselves tonight, tomorrow, and the next. Wind is picking up though, so and the clouds are rolling in too. I'm gonna get to camp and set up a tarp right away just so we're protected, and then work on everything else. I'm at the campsite now and just in time. This wind has really come up. In fact, the moment I reached shore, the wind almost tore the canoe out of my hands as I was trying to unload it. Thankfully, I had it tied off, and that's all that saved me. Anyway, everything's on shore right now, and the next steps are going to be to get a tarp set up because there's a weather system coming in, and I don't want to get caught in the rain. It's a good feeling to have the tarp set up, and for me, it's always job one at any campsite. Just get the tarp up because you never know what's going to come from above. In fact, I did have a couple of raindrops while setting it up, but now, of course, it's set up and the raindrops have stopped. But it's a great location for it, just nestled between 2 trees without too much play on either side, and yeah, it should protect us from the wind and rain this weekend. So next step for me is just to get the tent set up and get organized, and then chill out for a bit before I've got to hop in the canoe and shuttle back to the put-in to pick up Dave. I brought the leftover suet that I had from my winter camping trip this year. It saw exactly 0 action over 3 days when winter camping. But since I've come to the park today, I've heard quite a bit of birdsong, mostly blue jays actually. Not sure if this is their preferred food, but maybe we'll get some action at the campsite this weekend. I'm all set up here at camp. I've got the tarp set up, got my tent set up, all my bedding set up and my gear organized, and there's really nothing left to do, so I think I'm gonna put my feet up and relax for a little bit. I've got about an hour until I've got to hop in the canoe and move back to the access to pick up Dave. But until then, I'm just gonna drink in my environment here because I really haven't had a chance to do it since I got here because I've been racing to get to the site to beat any weather that might have come. But now I'm here, and yeah, time to enjoy the environment that I drove so long and so far to be in. Just heading back to the put-in now to pick up Dave. And I paddled probably 90% of the way across the lake in gusty wind that was trying to spin me around the entire time. And now the put-in's just ahead, and Oh my goodness, I'm looking forward to having someone else in the canoe to get me back across that lake. On the way in, it wasn't too challenging, of course, because I had a full canoe, but when we're soloing, that bow comes right out of the water. Whew.
Well, I'm trying to not be late for a buddy.
Don't fall in, Dave. Don't fall in.
Why would you say that?
Don't fall in.
Why would you say that?
Fall in. No, don't fall in. Nice. Dave and I made it back to the campsite without incidents. And fortunately, the wind on the return trip was a lot more benign than on my solo trip out there. Dave's working on getting his tent set up, and I'm going to get started on dinner, get some water boiled up, and get a fire going because we're probably 4 or 5 degrees out here with wind, and it's getting a little chilly now that the sun is really behind the clouds. This wind really died down, though.
It's nice.
Yeah, it is nice.
Now that the fire has a chance to just sort of do its thing naturally.
I was woken up this morning, probably around 7 a.m. by loons. What a gorgeous sound, just chiming away right off the point of our campsite. I didn't end up seeing them, but I did hear them. And after the loons got me up, well, it wasn't long until the woodpeckers and the blue jays and everybody else woke up. Dave's still sleeping in the tent, and I'm working on coffee number 2 here. Finally, we've got some sun out. Very chilly this morning and very cold last night. Not sure if it went below 0 or not, but it kind of felt like it. So hopefully the sun will give us some warmth today. The wind's already up and it's coming right at us, so there's nowhere to really hide on our campsite, so hopefully the wind won't be too much of a chill. Anyway, we've got Ron and Jordan coming in today at around 3 p.m. So after Dave gets up, we'll start on some breakfast, probably throw back a couple more coffees and see what the day holds. Once I get this baby put together, I'll get on the bacon and eggs.
That's the sound, isn't it? That's the sound. So good.
Possibly the best 3-ingredient breakfast in the entire world. Just about 2 p.m. now, and my goodness, the weather has changed. I mean, to be fair, this morning was sort of part sunny, part cloudy, but now it's cloudy and the wind has really come up. So yeah, it's a little chilly and our fire's struggling a little bit behind us. But we had a great morning. We had a full hearty breakfast and a bunch of coffees, and now we're just tidying up around the campsite in anticipation of Jordan and Ron's arrival. And once they get here and they get set up, we'll probably start thinking about dinner.
Brother Rotator Cuff and slipped rib coming, reporting in for duty.
Windy paddle?
Not too bad.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I can't move my shoulder.
Oh shit. You shouldn't be doing any of that, George. Everyone got their heart set on the Italian place. Oh, this is way bigger than Trevor's. Way bigger. Better. Girthier. Girthier than Trevor's.
We're gonna keep that low to the ground probably, right?
Yeah, perfect. Dance wacky. And the only way you can do that is if you tell no one, you disappear. But there's George, there's like, it's too many now.
There's a lot.
It's too many.
Yeah, we've really been enjoying that.
It's nice oblivion if I have any hope of sleeping tonight. That's great. I'm gonna have to remember that to do that to somebody once. That's awesome, dude.
Well, it's
Holy
pretty-
portable.
it's
Look how
pretty-
portable
it's
it
pretty
is.
slick, right?
Yeah.
It's ready to go. You throw a lure onto it and away you go.
Perfect for camping indeed. Saw Lemoyne last week.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Man, it is nice that wind finally died down.
I got her text, but she didn't get mine.
It's perfect.
So glad.
Yeah, it is perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's been non-stop blowing.
Fuck, I can't imagine it being this nice.
So nice right now.
Yeah. That's a really good cast.
Yeah, I'm impressed with it.
You know what? The fire is actually better now.
It's wider now.
Yeah. All right. Good night, George.
It'll take me a bit, but good night.
Just a little past 6:30 now, and I've been up for about half an hour. Got a coffee going, and Jordan got up not long after I did, and I got him set up with one as well. And last night's sleep wasn't terrible. It was very cold, and of course, we're all sleeping on a hill, so you wake up several times a night just pulling yourself back on your sleeping pad.
But it was warmer than night one, and I also put on a few more layers, so that was a smart move. One thing we have noticed, though, is that spring has not really arrived in Algonquin Park. Besides blue jays and woodpeckers, there's not a lot of bird variety, and I don't see a single bud on any tree anywhere, and haven't heard even one peeper peeping. So it really does feel like more of a late winter trip than it does a spring trip. But we're all really glad to be here, and even though we're shivering and huddling around a campfire, there's really no place any of us would rather be. In any case, today's going to be more of the same, I think. Just chilling out around the campfire and taking in what appears to be a windless day, which will be a welcome break after the hurricane winds we've had for the past 48 hours.
I heard you snore all fucking night long. Like,
I don't think it was me.
well, maybe. I thought it was because you're so high.
And what is for breakfast today, Jordan?
Old cheddar, smoked ham, fried egg, guacamole, breakfast sandwiches.
Sounds terrible.
Okay, who's up?
We've had a pretty busy morning at the campsite, starting off with Jordan's incredible breakfast offering. Those breakfast sandwiches always hit the spot. And then followed up with a few more coffees and lots of banter, and then a session where we solved all of the world's problems in about 45 minutes. And after that, we just went and got some firewood, and now, coming up around noon, we're back at the campsite, just chilling around a fire. And good thing, because the sunny weather that we had about an hour ago has disappeared, and the day is starting off to look a lot like it did when it started, which is overcast and threatening with rain. So hopefully that'll stay away from us. But the temperatures are a little more comfortable. That might have a lot to do with the wood gathering we've been doing, but still, we're not freezing our tails off like we were yesterday. So hopefully the temperature stays on the plus side, and yeah, we won't be driven into shelters as early as we were last night.
The phrase has new meaning for me now. Oh, it's great. You have a knife handy? I told Trevor one of my favorite recipes that I do at Christmas is it's Brussels sprouts, prosciutto, and maple syrup.
Oh, yeah.
And maple syrup on Brussels sprouts?
Yeah.
It's around 6 p.m. now, and we've spent most of our day here at the campsite, huddling under tarps, trying to stay out of the wind, as well as out of the rain. Now, there hasn't been a lot of rain, just the intermittent shower here and there, but in the forecast for tonight is big rain starting around 7 p.m., and in fact, there's already thunder going in the background. The rain is also scheduled to stop around 9 p.m., so we're hoping that's going to be the case, and we're going to postpone dinner until after the showers. So we've got things buttoned down at the campsite a fair bit.
We're under the tarps, and, well, we're waiting for the rain. Look at it. Look at it, up here.
Jesus. Wow.
Ron, see how this steak looks for you?
Great, thank you so much.
Bread?
Yes.
It'll be perfect. Can you just grab me a one piece of? Yeah, thank you. Lovely, thank you.
Nice.
That mac and cheese tasted pretty good. Looks like I got skunked again.
Yeah, bring it forward. I'm gonna. My boots don't seem to be as dry as they once were. So.
All right, boys, we'll see you back at the put-in.
We'll see you there.
All right,
Be there shortly.
paddle safely. We made it back to the put-in without getting rained on, and the guys have loaded up their vehicles. I've loaded up mine. They've taken off, and, well, I'll be leaving shortly. But what a terrific weekend this was. We knew there was going to be some active weather when we came into it, but, you know, we had sunshine, we had cloud, we had strong winds, we had thunder, we had lightning, and we had hail. So pretty much 4 seasons in one day, minus the snow. And that's what you get in spring, though. But this year, it really felt like spring hasn't arrived yet, and the nights were cold. There wasn't a lot of bird song, with the exception of loons and barred owls, and it still feels like the forest has a long way to go to wake up. So hopefully the next time I come up here, we'll have some more buds on the leaves and, you know, a little more action in the trees. It's also nice to be doing this kind of canoe camping trip with buddies who I've known since I was in my teens. And usually there's a larger group of us, but a couple of guys weren't able to make it this year for other reasons. And I just want to say, guys, I hope you can make it out next year. It wasn't the same without you. Anyway, to the rest of you who watched and stuck around to the end, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.